one behind him. Terry, let's recap the period.
Well, the first minute of play, Pierre LaRouche, his line started, and he came out there with a second goal. Bob Kelly and Rick Kehoe doing a lot of work, a lot of digging behind the cage. Kelly on a centering pass right out. LaRouche didn't waste any time, fired it past Phil Muir for a 1-0 lead. And as you said, the shots were 6-5 Atlanta. Just good, tight checking, both teams trying to dump it into the other end and go in after it. 2 penalties. Ed Van Imp went off for hooking, and about 2 minutes later, Bob Simpson went off for high sticking.
We were talking earlier during the first period of play when Ken Houston, number 6 for Atlanta, came on the bench. I made reference to a little story that might be of interest. Houston got himself a big reputation, and you can look for number 6 to come through the passageway there. Maybe we can pick him up and follow him for a while. But Houston got himself a lifetime reputation last season when with one punch he broke the jaw of hockey's bad boy Davy Schultz as Schultz and Houston went at it, but it was a one-punch affair. And they thought that Houston would really be the policeman on this hockey club, but an unofficial source has told us that he has spent most of his time, as you see him in your picture there, looking at the picture of the one-punch victory over Dave Schultz and hasn't done any more fighting. So maybe he's just a little bit overrated in that regard.
Well, in his 2 years in the minors at Omaha, he picked up 144 and 158 minutes. But, of course, with the new fighting rules this year, everybody's penalty minutes are going to come down because the player that starts the fight is subject to the 5-minute major plus a game misconduct. And after accumulating 3 game misconducts over the year, they're liable for a 1-game suspension. Each game misconduct after that, tack on another game. Plus, the President Campbell can step in and hand out suspensions as he did the other night against the Flyers.
Before we have the second period face-off, a reminder that tomorrow afternoon at 12:30, Channel 11 begins its live coverage of the 1976 World Series between the Reds and Yankees. Sunday afternoon at 1, we'll have the Steelers and Bengals live from Three Rivers. And then Sunday night, 8 o'clock, Game 2 of the 76 World Series. Your sports station in Pittsburgh, WIIC-TV. We're underway. Kelly at the near side boards to Mulhern back at the Atlanta defense. Como had his pass blocked by Anderson. Kelly comes up with it, shoots it around behind Phil Muir. 1-0 Pittsburgh as we start the second period. Again, Kelly fighting in behind the goal. Out in front, LaRouche fanned on his shot. Gibbs may have assisted in him fanning as Berry got in the way of Pierre's shot, but a good setup nonetheless. Stackhouse breaks that play up at the blue line. He got the puck away in center ice and shoots it off the corner boards in behind the Atlanta goal. Cowboy Flett, the first one to get it, number 9 for the Flames, ex-Los Angeles King and Philadelphia Flyer. Here's Flett away on his left wing. And it's broken up at the Pittsburgh defense again. First one into play, it is Barry Gibbs. Now Gibbs, headmans to Como, picked up there by Flett. He backhands the puck into the corner. Wilson way out of his goal, tipped it past Ecclestone. Kept in by the Flames. First man is Clement. Near side boards in behind the Pittsburgh goal. Apps plays it as both sides change their lines. Kehoe will try to get off if he can get the puck out to center ice. Here he comes away with it. Loses it on a poke check by Bennett. Now Bennett in center ice as Kehoe heads for the bench, replaced there by Jean Pronovo. This is Greg Malone. Lost the puck, shot is wide of the goal. Anderson, chasing Bennett in behind the net. Taken away by Bonus, who then lost it. And it's tipped out to center ice. Malone racing Kehoe, foot race for the loose puck. Kehoe overskates it, Malone has it. Back to Pronovo, his drive is in behind the goal. The rebound went by Apps out to center. 18 minutes to go, second period. Pittsburgh 1, the Atlanta Flames nothing. The Flames 3-2 on the year. And their most impressive victory, a win over Philadelphia here at the Omni this year. The Pens try to break a 3-game losing streak after winning the opener against Vancouver 9-5. And they're giving up goals at the rate of 6.5 per game, which is incredible. And they all realize it, and they're trying to do something about it. And thus far, they've kept the Flames off the board, Terry.
Well, we got Dunk Wilson doing a very good job the first period of both last road games, playing 0-0 in Chicago, and, of course, leading 1-0 here in the first period.
You are watching Pittsburgh Penguin hockey on your instant news station, WIIC-TV, Channel 11 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Following our hockey telecast tonight, a special on the swine flu, and at 11 o'clock, instant news with Beverly Byer, Adam Lynch, Dee Thompson, Kent Phillips, and the instant news team. I hope you'll stay tuned for that. Malone.
So you'll notice now this is the second time they've washed the centers out of there. Kurt Bennett wouldn't put his stick on the ice. That stick, that blade has to go down on that spot. And the referee, the linesman, isn't going to drop the puck till they're ready. He'll wave him out of there all night if he has to.
And that will prevent the anticipation, huh, Terry? Is that the idea?
Exactly. It's guys like Bobby Clark who are halfway through their motion, and as soon as the puck comes down, he's got forward progress, momentum, and they're winning the draws. In fact, this is one of the things Kenny Schinkel pointed out, why we've been ineffective killing power plays, because we're losing the draw. It's guys like LaRouche and Schock and some of these players, you lose it in your own end, and the play goes back to the point, and we're getting beat with those kind of goals.
Well, Apps will try to win the draw here and get it quickly out to Malone, who's in the slot, about 30 feet in front of the goaltender, Phil Muir. He went to the sideboards instead. Now behind to Pronovo. Looks like the play is on. Brony looking for the open man and shot it by Malone to center. That was a nifty play. Instead of going for the slot man, Apps won the draw to the boards, quickly shot it to Pronovo behind the net. But Prony's pass out in front was a little astray. Now Pronovo in center ice. Ori and Van Imp are on defense. In behind the Atlanta goal. First man in right out in front. And the Flames come away with it. Apps made a good centering pass. And the play broken up by Ori on a neat move. The Pens turned back 3-on-2. Chapman couldn't control the pass. Quinn slaps at it. Has it again in the corner. Near side boards. Maneri just shovels it out to center ice. And Ochar will go back to play it. Now Dennis Ochar to Don Ori. And the Pens will try to get a line change here. Bayanchin as Ori is spilled by Graves. His drive and a good save along the ice by Phil Muir. Pens get the line change. Burroughs a little late. Here's Graves coming down the right side, and a great play by Burroughs, who came all the way from the Penguin bench to tip the puck off a stick of Graves. A drive by Gibbs. Loose in front, and Wilson away out of his goal. Dangerously far out. But the Penguins avoided catastrophe there. Jock into the Atlanta zone. Mulhern fans on it, tied up there by Bayanchin for a faceoff. In a few minutes, the vice presidential candidates debate will start, and that debate is being telecast live on several Pittsburgh area stations. It will also be telecast on delayed basis later tonight on at least one other Pittsburgh area TV station. WIIC-TV will telecast a complete delayed broadcast of the vice presidential candidates debate tomorrow from 5 to 6:30 p.m. Here's a drive. We'll get back to this in just a moment as the action continues. Atlanta has it out of their own end. Ease the pressure with 15:55 to go. Second period, Pittsburgh leads it 1-0. Ochar fell in the corner, got up to his knees. Simpson steps into Blair Chapman. Puck comes free to Bayanchin. Moving down one-on-one with Gibbs. Fakes his shot, then let it fly. Gibbs got a stick on it. Now Gibbs in behind his own goal. Back out to Ochar at the point. His drive blocked out in front by Gibbs, who's all over the place. Lysiak to Graves, trying to race around Burroughs, sent it right to the side of the goal, and I believe it's caught up in the mesh. And the play is whistled dead. To continue, as I was saying, WIIC will telecast a complete delayed broadcast of the vice presidential candidates debate tomorrow from 5 to 6:30. Those of you who wish to continue watching our Atlanta-Pittsburgh hockey game are reminded that you can find a complete telecast of the vice presidential candidates debate delayed for broadcast Saturday, October 16th. That's tomorrow at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, in the second period, the shots are now Pittsburgh 10 to Atlanta's 8. Wayne Bayanchin having two very good shifts there, letting loose with a couple of long shots, and it's good to see him back playing at almost 100%. He was about ready to retire this year after having a lot of problems the past 2 years after recovering from that broken neck. But he's out there. He gave it one more chance, and he's played well since the opening day of training camp.
For at least the fourth time, LaRouche has been waved out of the face-off circle. Keogh at the far side boards. Carrier keeps it in. Try to get it. Here's Sweat all alone. Oh, and he shot Wilson down. Then lost control of the puck somehow. He had Wilson down and out of the play. All he had to do is lift it over his body, and he couldn't do it. Now LaRouche coming back the other way. Gives it to Kelly. The battleship's drive caught in the glove hand of Phil Muir, and he drops it off for Carrier. Pens keep it in. Here's Keogh on the backhand. Put it out in front. Slapped by Kelly. And it was caught wide of the goalpost by Muir. I don't believe it would have gone in. But the Atlanta Flames came very close at the other end.
Well, Dunk Wilson, mainly a stand-up goalie. He waited and waited. Flett held on to it. No one came to his rescue. Wilson flip-flopped, and Flett had the whole cage, but a defenseman finally came back, pushed Flett off the puck, and kept the score at 1-0.
LaRouche right on goal from the faceoff, cleared by Flett. Now Carrier racing out of his own end. He's got Ecclestone out in front. His pass blocked by Stackhouse. And Ron just sends it along the boards out to center. Here's Carrier again. And Flett will beat Anderson to the loose puck in the corner. Put it right out in front off his skate. Looked like Como tried to kick it in off the blade of his skate, which is a no-no, but if it's inadvertent and it goes in, of course it counts. Well, the referee got caught in the middle of that one and helped us out a little bit as the puck comes out over the blue line to center ice. Bob Kilger got in the way there. Anderson putting Como down to the ice. And he is somewhere underneath that pile up there. You see him. And the play whistled dead with 14:07 to go in the second period. Penguins continue to lead the Atlanta Flames 1-0.
As an expert in Halloween, I'd like to give you mamas a bit of motherly advice on tricks or treats. McDonald's Halloween gift certificates. My little monsters haunt me for them. From November 1st to the 30th, each one is good for a regular-sized soft drink at participating McDonald's. A book of 20 costs only $1. Just a nickel a treat. Children like them so much, they'll even come to my house this year. That's McDonald's.
We're back to the action after the face-off of the near side boards. The Flames in control and dangerous. Ori intercepts the pass. Gilbertson couldn't get it out. Now Ken Houston in behind a Kurt Bennett, hopped over his stick, and Pronovo will just try to ice the puck and take the heat out of the Pittsburgh end. Maneri back to touch it with 13:26 to go, second period. And there's another break in the action. The score, Pittsburgh 1, Atlanta 0.
Recognize this. It's the gold pallet, symbol of the Gallery of Homes, the nation's oldest, largest real estate home sales organization. With 1,500 offices and 20,000 salespeople, Gallery of Homes realtors sell more homes nationwide than anyone. Buying or selling a home, these Gallery realtors are Western Pennsylvania's leading real estate professionals. They're home folks who match homes to people. Buying, selling, relocating. Across town or across the country, Gallery of Homes is #1.
Again, after the face-off, the Penguins clear it down to the Atlanta zone. The Flames starting to come out now with Randy Maneri. At the far side, Pat Quinn, their captain, back to Maneri. Now Houston, #6, and a big fella at that. Ian Burroughs go at it. Davey in the corner. Houston misses the check on him. Now App chasing Houston in behind the goal. Got it out to Quinn. And a shot by Houston, blocked by Ochar. And Denny trying to come away with it. Here's a delayed penalty, I believe, to Kenny Houston. It'll be against Atlanta. As Dunk Wilson heads for the bench. App to LaRouche in his drive off the stick of Meir. A delayed penalty forthcoming here when Atlanta touches the puck and they finally get possession. LaRouche came over the boards, took the pass from Sillaps, skated into about 30 feet, let his drive go, and Meir got a stick on it. So the Atlanta Flames will be a man short. When we come back, the Penguins continue to lead 1-0.
Beers all over the world, but sometimes I find a great beer without going all that far, like your Iron City. It has a crisp, fresh, delicious flavor. It's magnificent.
Fresh tasting Iron City. It's one taste ahead of all the others. You can't get any better. Ask the experts.
Excellent.
If you're the expert, we're the beer.
Okay, we'll take a look at the penalty. Ken Houston for slashing. He'll just rear back. He lost the puck, lost control. Denny Ocher takes it away from him. Here comes the two-hander right across the knee. And that's slashing. And now back to live action.
Penguins with a man advantage, still leading 1-0. They have outshopped the Atlanta Flames in this period 9-2. And have really held the edge in the play, as the shots on goal would indicate, although the Flames have had the best scoring opportunity when Cowboy Flett was in all alone on Wilson, had him down on the ice and just couldn't lift it over him. Here's LaRouche. His drive blocked the rebound to the side. LaRouche really uncorked a wicked drive from the near point. Stackhouse couldn't keep it in as Ecclestone broke the play up. Now LaRouche outside the Atlanta blue line. And he shot it right to number 19, Ed Kia, who ices the puck. Minute 30 to go in the slashing penalty to Ken Houston. Here's Stackhouse starting out from behind his own goal. LaRouche has the only goal of the night, and that came at the 43-second mark of the first period. Pierre in over the blue line. Good stick handling. Dumps it in behind the goal. Ecclestone got there right on Stackhouse. Oh, and a shot and a great save by Meir. Boy, Phil Meir has made some great saves, all of them with a gloved hand in this period.
That's what we talked about. We had to keep it in there. Stackhouse hits it. You'll see it change just a little bit as it hits off Ed Kia. And in front, and of course, there's Rick Keogh or Sillaps in front. And John Pronovo coming in on the side for a possible rebound. The shots now are 16-8 Pittsburgh, which means it's 11-2 Pittsburgh just in this period with 11:48 remaining in the second period and a minute 13 remaining on the penalty to Ken Houston.
Eric Vale, who we talked about at the opening of our show tonight, suffered that hairline fracture of his left wrist, has not been on the ice tonight, although we understood, Terry, that he would be in uniform. Here's Stackhouse in the center ice zone along with LaRouche. They're playing the point positions. Sill was looking another way. Pierre threw it to him, and Gibbs came up with the puck. Kia shoots it down the ice off the stick of Stackhouse with still 58 seconds to go in the Penguin power play. This would be a great time now to increase the lead to 2-0. One is obviously precarious. Cronin straight up the center. Swings to the outside. Knocked off his stick. Gibbs will get there first. Into the corner. Kia and Apps jam. Have it tied up and the play whistled dead with 40 seconds to go in the Penguin power play.
Sam, I don't see Eric Vale. Apparently he was a last-minute scratch. And if he's sitting in the press box, if you have the memory, goes back a couple years ago when he went running down the aisle to argue with Jack Button and challenge Jack Lynch. And
I'll never forget that as long as I live. Our location here in Atlanta is right along Press Row. And Jack Button was so infuriated at penalty, I think, to Jack Lynch of the Pens at the time. And Vale came out of Press Row to challenge Lynch. And Button ran down to challenge Vale. And we got stuck a mic out and wild. Right out in front, and Apps is looking for a stuffer. Here's Stackhouse shooting it right through the goal crease. Back out to LaRouche at the near point. His drive blocked nicely by Bennett. Another quick drive. It's loose out in front. And Bennett at the sideboards. 17 seconds to go in the power play. Keogh moving right to the side of the goal, and it hops right over the cage. Finally, the Flames come up with it and shoot it down the ice. 5 seconds to go in Ken Houston's penalty. LaRouche will have hardly enough time to get out of his own end. Houston is back on the ice. The penalty time has expired. So 3 penalties in this hockey game. There have been no power play goals. Far corner, Atlanta zone. Comes free to shot. Couldn't control it. Bob Simpson breaking back 3-on-2. He's got Clement and Houston. Back to Clement. His quick drive in behind Dunk Wilson. And Keogh rifles the pass out to Blair Chapman. Avoids a check from Carrier, but loses the puck. Now Ori trying to get away from Clement. One hands the puck ahead to Keogh, broken up by Maneri. Here's Simpson all alone. His drive from outside the blue line. A good save by Wilson. In behind the net. Van Imp has the puck there. Got it to Blair Chapman. Tried to get it to Bayanchin, broken up by Hilliard Graves. 9:40 to go second period. Pittsburgh 1, Atlanta 0. Pretty good hockey game. Glad to have you with us here on Channel 11. Here's a drive from the side. Oh, and deflected right out in front. Lysiak, if he had his stick down, might have had a chance. Maneri put it out in front. And the Flames are dangerous. Carrier couldn't keep it in. Shock brought it back into the Pittsburgh end, however. And the Flames seem to be getting a wee bit stronger here. Bayanchin and Ori combined to get the puck out to center ice. Here come the Flames again. Dunk Wilson puts the glove hand down, stops the weak bouncing shot. Bayanchin jamming near boards with Lysiak. Tom comes away with it in behind the goal. Ori spun him around. Carrier leaves his point position, kept it in, put it right through the center, 15 feet out in front of Wilson. And the Pens, a little flustered at the moment. Van Imp shoots it down the ice. And right on goal. No icing call here. Here's a line change for the Pens now as the Flames come back. Simpson tried a drop pass for Lysiak. Graves shot it in behind the goal. Lysiak, Simpson, a quick drive, and Ori clears it, but not out. Maneri kept it in, but LaRouche off the side boards into the Atlanta end. Boy, Simpson had a great chance. There's an icing call against the Pens. Now Kelly and Maneri do a little bit of pushing, and they look at each other. Kelly and Maneri at center ice. There's a break in the action. Pittsburgh 1, Atlanta nothing.
I believe in tough, competent management. I believe that when there's a choice to be made between government and private industry, if it's an equal choice, I go with the private industry. This is a kind of concept that is generally considered to be conservative. But at the same time, I believe in human beings, in equal opportunity, in freedom, in equality of opportunity. And I'll fight for it.
Vote for Jimmy Carter, a leader for a change.
Bob Kelly just exchanged a few words with Randy Maneri, and I'm sure Maneri's glad that the new rule is in, that the instigator would get the major in game misconduct, and Kelly wisely just said a few words and let Maneri know that he's still king of the roost in Pittsburgh. Out-of-town scorer in the first period, Boston 3, Toronto 2. Boston got goals from Donnie Marcotte, Hank Nowak, and Dave Forbes. Toronto turned around goals by Ian Turnbull and Lanny McDonald.
Ecclestone against Kelly. LaRouche waved out for the 5th time in less than 2 periods. So he's really having trouble adjusting to the new rule. Gibbs takes a stiff check from Burroughs. Ochar to Keogh, but not out. Como has a chance. And Keogh knocked it down with a raised stick, and he knew it, and the face-off will be right at that point. 8:11 to go, second period. If you joined us late, LaRouche got the only goal of this hockey game 43 seconds into the first period, assisted by Kelly and Kehoe. Referee Bob Kilger has called but 3 penalties in the game. 2 to Atlanta, 1 to Pittsburgh. That's 6 for LaRouche, Terry.
LaRouche has to be careful that he doesn't say anything and get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Smart just getting out of there right away.
Here's Kelly taking a headman pass from Burroughs. His drive is off the glass behind the goal. Mulhern, the first one in to play it. Now Gibbs. Flat on the right side. Try to get it off the boards to Como, who can really scurry on skates. Burroughs put it on Ecclestone's stick, and he shot it wide. Now Mulhern at the far side. Out in front, and Davey couldn't control the bouncing puck. Penguins have to take old Mr. Moe back from Atlanta. They have the momentum, if you will, at the moment. Gibbs skirting his own goal, now racing up the center, drops it off to the side. Como at the Penguin blue line. Ochar rides Como in along the boards, tries to kick it out. Here's a break all alone. Oh, and Ochar, or rather Lou Morrison, I think it was, had LaRouche all alone and couldn't get it to him. He would have had a breakaway by 10 strides. Anderson keeping it in the Atlanta end. Russ Anderson deep in the Atlanta zone, now coming back to his right defensive position. Left defensive position. Chance for Mulhern. Drive. Score! Kurt Bennett.
Well, as usually happens, whenever the Penguins try to make a big play, they had LaRouche with a chance for a breakaway, and that backfired. Atlanta came back down the other way. Mulhern stick handling it. Doesn't do a great job. Goes through Anderson. They try and knock it away. It knocks off to the side. Kurt Bennett comes in with a big shot, and right past Dunk Wilson. He was ready, just overpowered.
Mulhern and, did he say Gibbs, I believe, draw the assist. 13:06, Kurt Bennett's 3rd goal of the year. It's a 1-1 hockey game. Wilson way out of his goal to clear it. Here's Maneri's drive, right on the stick of Bennett. Oh, and he shot it wide. He could have had 2 goals within 20 seconds. Now Stackhouse at center. The Pens trying to take the aggressive play away from the Atlanta Flames. Here's Apps with a chance out in front. Lou Morrison couldn't get straightened away. And the Flames shoot it down the ice. Icing called against Atlanta. The Penguins and Flames tied at 1 apiece. In a few minutes, the vice presidential candidates debate will start, and that debate is being telecast live on several Pittsburgh area stations. It will also be telecast on delayed basis later tonight on at least one other Pittsburgh area TV station. WIIC TV, Channel 11, will telecast a complete delayed broadcast of the debate tomorrow from 5 to 6:30 p.m. Those of you who wish to continue watching our Atlanta-Pittsburgh hockey game are reminded you can find a complete telecast of the vice presidential candidates debate played for broadcast Saturday, October 16th at 5 o'clock. Anderson ahead to Sil Apps, who's jammed along the boards there by Clement. Play whistle down.
To paraphrase what you just read, Sam, in other words, if you're watching, don't touch that dial. And one heck of a hockey game. 1-1, 5:45 remaining, second period. Pittsburgh has outshot the Flames so far, 17-12, but up on the board, it's just aces for each team.
Guy Chouinard, number 16, in the face-off circle with Apps. Maneri. Here's a drive by Key off the stick of Dunk Wilson. Bennett's all over, number 5. We mentioned earlier he is the unmistakable leader of this hockey club. Apps lifts the puck out to center ice. Now here's Kia coming right back for Atlanta. Pronovo knocked it down and shot it back out to center, where Maneri plays it to Kia. Bennett. Long drive off the corner boards. Lou Morrison playing left wing now on the Apps line. Here's Bennett. Great save by Wilson. I think he got that with the arm. Chouinard back to Kurt Bennett. He's a one-man show out there, number 5 for Atlanta. Shoots it around behind the Pittsburgh goal. Russ Anderson shoots it by Chouinard. Morrison couldn't control it. Chouinard's drive and a stick save by Wilson. And Pronovo has to lift it down the ice. Now Randy Maneri turning right back again. And the Flames have closed the shots on goal in the game to 17-15, Pittsburgh's advantage. Schock with a good individual effort as the Pens change on the fly. Here's Blair Chapman shooting from the sideboards. And the Flames shoot it back out to Ochar at center. 5:25 to go, second period, a 1-1 hockey game. Chouinard tried to get it to Hilliard Graves. Chapman comes up with the puck, now skates in behind his own goal. Ochar to Schock. Ochar has to chase it back down behind his own net again. Here's Burroughs trying to ease it along the boards to Bayanchin. And the Penguins can't even get it out of their own end now. It's getting a little hairy in the Pittsburgh zone. Hilliard Graves and Barry Gibbs there to tie it up.
Well, while we have a second, Sam, I'd like to remind the fans the Pens will be at the Civic Arena tomorrow night at 8:05 against the Detroit Red Wings. Brian Watson, Jimmy Rutherford, Dan Maloney, Dennis Hextall, and of course next weekend, a big weekend, the Montreal Canadiens. What a powerhouse. Will be there Saturday night, and then on Sunday night the same Atlanta Flames will be there. It'll be Youth Night and Puck Night, co-sponsored by Channel 11.
Canadians beat the Philly Flyers 7-1 last night, as you no doubt heard already. That game was played in Philadelphia, which of course makes things even worse for the Flyers. Here's a chance for Chapman. Good backhand. Rebound to Schock. Loose out in front. Chapman couldn't get his stick free. And finally, Meir dives out to fall on the loose puck. If Chapman could have got his stick free, he would have had Meir at his mercy from about 8 or 10 feet, I think.
Well, Chapman trying to get loose there, trying to put up. He's got a strong wrist shot. That's his trademark. He'll just give it a flick there, and he could have had it by, but Carrier held the stick like a smart defenseman does in there.
Think Brian Watson would have done something like that?
Well, let's not tell him that, because I'm sure he's watching, and he's going to critique you anyway, what you've done for tonight. And he may even want remuneration for mentioning his name.
I think that's only fair. I've critiqued him for, what, about 12 years now? At the point, Stackhouse, his drive, blocked, and here's a break now for Como. Horry is the only defenseman back. Flint out in front. Stackhouse got back to help out and may have gotten a stick on the puck. Here's Flint's drive, blocked by Stackhouse. And Kelly on his off wing shoots it out to center ice. It was shot back in by Mulhern, and Ecclestone was trapped in the Pittsburgh zone with 3:23 to go here in the second period.
And a reminder that our guest this intermission will be a couple of the great old-timers of the game, 50 goal scorers, Vic Hadfield and Bernie Boom Boom Geoffrion.
Well, Mr. Geoffrion has walked that little plank before, hasn't he? You're looking at Fred Creighton behind the Atlanta bench, and the Boomer was a coach here for a while. He was a coach with the New York Rangers for a while. And I think the ulcers got the best of him there.
Exactly.
Outside the Penguin blue line, LaRouche hung in there this time. Como won the draw. Maneri at the right point. His drive. Stick saved by Dunk Wilson. Ecclestone. Sideboards through the legs of Stackhouse. 1-1 game. 3:09 to go. Right out in front, Como looking for the tip-in. Was not in the proper position, and Kelly comes back on the left wing. Kelly moving down on Maneri. His drive on the short side, caught by Phil Meir, and he holds on for a face-off. 2:58 to go.
Well, there's Boomer in his new occupation as vice president, and he's also the color man on radio. And I'm sure with that French accent, he booms across the Southland telling everybody, "Y'all come down here and see the hockey."
With a French accent, mind
I'm sure. I'll work on that next one.
Boom.
Of course, with Jiggs McDonald,
yes.
the PR director of the Atlanta Flames.
That's what I was about to say, sir. And Pierre is really mad. He just slapped his stick on the ice. That's the 7th time tonight he's been waved out of the circle. Oh, is he disgusted. Maneri in his own end. Kehoe took it away. Tried to stuff it on Meir. Great effort by Kehoe. Flames flip it out to center ice. Burroughs knocks it down with a glove as he collides with Como. Now LaRouche, who can get that French temper riled occasionally. Not very happy young man at the moment, having been waved out of the face-off circle 7 times tonight for improper placement of the stick, I guess you'd call it, Terry. Ochar in behind his own goal. Ahead to the battleship on the near side. Cross rink off the boards. Kehoe with 2:20 to go in an offside play at the Atlanta blue line. There's a break in the action here at the Omni. The score, Pittsburgh 1, Atlanta 1.
Calling Dr. Sims.
Congratulations. It's a cutlass.
The Pittsburgh Grand Olds Gang is proud to announce the arrival of the beautiful new 1977 Oldsmobile Cutlass. Our new pride and joy has the classic breeding and stylish good looks that have made Cutlass America's best-selling intermediate. Come see the 1977 Cutlass today at your Grand Olds Gang dealer. Cutlass, a very welcome addition to any family.
Back live after the face-off. The Flames have it in the Pittsburgh end. Mulhern shoots it around to Bennett. Ochar steps in front and intercepts the puck. And ahead to Sillaps now on the right side. Ken Houston racing after him. Sill's drive is high over the head of Meir. Hits off the glass on the near side boards. Morrison out in front, and Mulhern back to take it to safety. Now Kurt Bennett starting out again. When Bennett's on the ice, things seem to happen for Atlanta. Ken Houston leaning on Burroughs and vice versa. Davey knocks it off his stick. Bennett trying to move it, kicked it out. Houston trying to dump it. Here's Mulhern's drive, and it's blocked out in front, I believe, by Stackhouse. 1:25 to go, second period. Barry Gibbs got it ahead to Clement. Just dropped the puck between the legs of Burroughs, and Apps plays it out to the center ice zone where Gibbs has it. He's being chased there by Lou Morrison. Now Houston on the left side. Shoots it to the Pittsburgh defense. Ori drops to his knees to block it and shoots it back again. Last minute of play, second period.
We're ready for hockey here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. The Flyers, 4 points.